Dina glared at the phone in her hand. She waited in the gloom of a windowless conference basement room, packed with women in expensive clothing. The 13th text from her daughter, Ava, lit her screen. Where are my yoga leggings? Fuck's sake. She thought of all the women sat in rows around her, their phones flashing and beeping with requests about drop-offs, pickups, homework, allowances, data top-ups, PE kit, and the Wi-Fi. Always the bloody Wi-Fi. And where were the men? Doing the actual work, obviously. Dina focused on the speaker on stage for a moment and estimated that she had 30 seconds before her name would be called to receive her Female Leaders in Public Relations Award. Time for one final check of her phone. A text from her PA, Caroline, caught her eye. She clicked on it. Board just announced Philip as chief exec. I'm sorry. Dina's stomach lurched. She didn't understand why. She had been the unofficial successor of the company for the past 5 years. She had had endless fucking dinners with the chairman. The chairman himself said that the interviews were a mere formality. Dina felt bile rise in the back of her throat, tasted acid, scanned the room for exits, and then heard her name called on stage. When Dina had shaken hands with the host and recited the necessary words about the progress of women in the sector, she looked out at the sea of upturned faces and thought, they were all wasting their time. When it came to it, those years of orchestrating company mergers from a BlackBerry at soft play, of sitting at the back of every music recital in order to take 9 phone calls and 45 minutes of negotiating an application for a super injunction from the ice cream aisle and Waitrose, they would all count for nothing. The whole point was to hide the balancing act to make it look effortless, which meant you wouldn't get an ounce of credit for the back-breaking effort involved. When she left the stage, she did not return to her seat, but instead walked to the end of the room, her smile rigid, and located a bathroom. She vomited twice, rinsed her mouth, reapplied her lipstick, and then found the way out and emerged blinking into the light. She took a taxi back to the office and used the journey to nurse her shock and fury into something more powerful. She thought about Philip, that odious shit. He wasn't even that good. He had the American client book and the crucial contact on an acquisition that would give them new offices in Tokyo, Singapore, and Shanghai, and a clammy hand. He always had a clammy hand. Good God, man, give it a discreet pat with a handkerchief. Wipe it down in your trousers if you need to, but don't offer people that warm, damp hand. She grimaced at the thought of it. By the time she arrived, she was ready. She went straight to Philip's office to congratulate him. She ensured he noticed. She wiped her palm after his conciliatory handshake, and as he looked away embarrassed, she reached out on his desk took the opportunity to pick up his mobile phone from the desk and dropped it into her pocket. Dina returned to her own office. She wrote a post-it note for Caroline, enjoy these, and stuck it to the Fendi sunglasses that Caroline had always admired and sat them on top of the company credit card. She picked up her laptop, an iPad, and left. When she got home, she worked methodically. First, she packed a small bag with pajamas, a cashmere wrap, and her most luxurious toiletries. Next, she left messages for both her nannies and set up a tag team schedule to cover the next 74 hours, and one for her ex-husband's PA to move his fortnightly dinner with Ava to this evening. She found Ava's yoga leggings entangled amongst her own and put them on her daughter's bed. Then she gathered select electronic items from around the house and placed them into the laundry basket. She took her haul to the utility room and put her two work mobile phones, her work iPad for home, 4 chargers, and Philip's phone into the washing machine. On a whim, she went to the kitchen, picked up Alexa, and placed her into the drum as well. She's been starting to grate. Dina set the washing machine for a delicate wash and called through the machine door, "Alexa, start the washing machine." She felt a glow of satisfaction that she had paid extra to link all the appliances to the home Bluetooth network. Dina left the house to the soothing sound of electrical devices being spun to destruction and drove to a boutique hotel. She booked a suite for 3 nights and set herself up on the palatial bed, chilled Chablis to hand and laptop open in front of her. She drafted a series of emails about some of the company's top clients, detailing in calm and elegant prose the most highly explosive material that they had been paid to cover up over the decades. In each email, she referenced new chief executive Philip Engler and the fresh direction he was taking, starting with this process to wipe the slate clean. For some emails, she attached photos. She knew they would blame her, say that she's bitter, unhinged, sue her. But she also knew it wouldn't make a difference. This stuff was so good that it was bound to be picked up. No hack would be able to resist, and there wouldn't be a single client left in the books by the end of the week. And she didn't give a fuck anyway. No job? Perfect! Legal battle? Great. She was in the mood for a fight. So there was the FTSE 100 chief exec who prepared years in advance for a cruise show flotation by hiring a new finance director, wining and dining her, spiking her drinks, taking photos of her in compromising positions, and then blackmailing her to cook the books. There was the life peer who liked to black up and say that he's Obama for costume parties. Keeping that out of the papers had been a superhuman feat. And then there was the cabinet minister, whose special request was aging blonde rent boys to whom you shouted the name Boris repeatedly at the crucial moment. She felt a small prickle of guilt at that one, but reminded herself that however meager the agreed price of the services, he had always tried to underpay. Dina stared at the laptop screen and paused. She thought of the life she was giving up, the astronomical salary, the satisfaction of her regular table at the Ivy, the exhilaration of winning unwinnable privacy battles with the press and the sheer graft of it. The endless days, the nights, the weeks, the weekends, the months, the years that she had put in. For what? To end it like this? But it was as though that life belonged to a different person, a different her. She stepped out of it now. She drained her glass, feeling the cool hit of the wine in her chest. She pressed send. Tina closed her laptop and padded out to the corridor to drop it down the service chute, sending the cast-off skin of her previous self down with it. The adrenaline of the day fell away and she sagged, exhausted. She gently washed the makeup from her face with a tenderness she had forgotten. She remembered her daughter's childhood illness when she would sleep fitfully on the floor next to Ava's bed and wake in the dark to hold the small, sweaty body to her chest, murmur the Punjabi of her own mother into Ava's ears, and press damp flannel to her forehead. Dina got into the vast hotel bed and pulled the clean white sheets into a cocoon around her. She felt the soothing beat of her heart, the lift and fall of her chest, the flow of her blood. She slept well for the first time in many years. In the morning, she woke up late and called room service to request all the tabloids and broadsheets, plus coffee, grapefruit, and croissants. She took the tray from a nervous-looking young man and fanned the pages out on the bed in front of her. As she sat back and admired her work blazoned across all the front pages.